Hi there, this is Mark Rivera from genreonline.net, and this is an off-the-cuff review of Sideshow Collectibles Marvel Doctor Doom premium format figure. This is the Sideshow exclusive edition of number 917 out of approximately 14 or 1500, I believe. At any rate, the figure is gorgeous when it's all assembled, and I'm going to give you a close look at the base. The base has some nice rust details over here that you can see, and some little speckles. You know, so you can see that there's some weathering. Right here, there is both a little spike hole for the foot and a little other hole for like a little brick type protrusion that basically, when you put it on the stand, it holds the statue firmly in the stand itself, you know, through gravity. And then the other foot just stands here as is. This is sort of, I guess, a nondescript, nondescript base, but I kind of like it. I think it's pretty cool. And when you look at it, it basically has a sort of a futuristic design. So it could be anywhere. I mean, when I first saw this in the stores, not in the stores, but in, you know, pictures of it, I thought it was kind of like you know, it could be a weird lab or some other place. You know, I mean, Doctor Doom is a man of means. He's got his own country. You know what I mean? This guy's got access to stuff. Really quickly, since I have him this way, I'll just show you a look at the back. The back is not the prettiest thing to look at, mainly because you have to shape the cape and all, and I haven't exactly completed shaping the cape to my liking, but after a certain amount of time one just gets tired of futzing around with these things, and so I decided to just show it to you guys as is, because everyone's gonna have their own take on how they're gonna put the cape anyway. So whatever you like, go with that. Now I'm going to continue moving the side so you can look at the base, and now we're back to the feet. Okay, alright, I love the look on the metal. Okay, it's nice. There is some nice once again, you know, so it's a little bit tarnished, and there is also some, I believe it's purposeful slight discoloring in certain parts of the armor itself, which I would imagine is due to the nature of just wearing an armor suit in general. I mean, this is kind of cool. It's like a knight. It's like a sort of like a knight in shining armor suit, but a little bit more futuristic. And there is a wire, just like there is inside the cape. There's a wire in the skirt portion of his outfit that you can, you know, also shape to your liking. And then you have this is the exclusive feature, which is the gun, laser gun, and he's holding it. And you can take this laser gun out of the belt. The belt comes pre-attached with the laser gun already in there on the non-exclusive and exclusive versions. I've decided to keep the laser gun in there regardless, so that I basically don't have to worry about losing it because it's always in there. Now I'll switch this out. This is thankfully a nice strong magnet. Okay, and take some look at the gun itself. It looks pretty cool. I like that you could also see the chainmail on his fist, so that gives added detail. Okay, the gun itself has a little bit of, you know, looks like it's got some weathering on it too, like a little bit of rust or something, or just, you know, just age. Once again, you can see the chainmail in between, and this is where the magnet is, where it connects. This is the regular arm that you would get on the non-exclusive automatically without the laser gun, and it looks good as well. I'll put it in right here. It's a nice strong magnet, so that's a positive. Okay, now I have to say that I kind of like him. I don't know which way I like him better. I like him with the gun and in his arm, in his hand, and without it. I just think he looks cool either way. So you'll have to go with what you like, obviously. Even if I was to tell you I liked one better than the other, it doesn't matter. It's what you like. However, in this particular case, I'm probably going to keep both arms in the display with one hidden, so that whenever I want to, I could just switch them out if I get bored of looking at it one way, you know. So I'm gonna leave this in for now. Then basically, so the outfit, other than that, you know, is on his body. You know, this comes the everything else comes connected with the exception of the cape, the hood, this chain that's supposed to, you know, be connected to the cape and hood, and this is the actual I don't know which version, whether this is the classic or not, because I'm not that versed in comics. I like Doctor Doom, but I grew up watching the cartoons on Saturday morning and stuff like that on the networks and stuff. So, you know, I became a fan of him from watching cartoons, basically, not so much from reading Fantastic Four comics. But I also suspect that, although, and this is only a suspicion and it's not a bad thing, because we were all influenced by different things, but I wonder sometimes whether or not he was one of Ralph McQuarrie's somewhat inspirations for the creation of Darth Vader, not in the actual nature of the character, but just the look. I mean, the idea of, you know, suit of armor and the cape and that sort of thing. Now, you know, but there's obviously big differences as well. But I'm just saying it's possible. But you know, you know, this is just me talking. I have, you know, I have no clue whether that's true or not. So, you know, don't take my word for it, because I don't know. Okay, now the one thing I don't like, and I'm gonna go over this now because it is a pain for me anyway, was putting on these gold or brass or whatever they're supposed to be chain things. Holy cow, I don't know how long it took, but it took forever for me. This one goes in very easily, but you have to line up the holes, and the holes are very small, and for some reason this fits in perfectly. There's like both a hole, it sounds funny the way I'm saying it, but there's both a hole and a little bit of an opening for this type of for this type of a brick like thing like you have here on the arm, like but a smaller version. So just imagine something like that, and you put it in and it sinks in good. And the way it's supposed to work is the layers of cloth secure it, so it's kind of like it's loose normally, but being that because this is not a magnet, but being that it you have these layers of clothing and you're pushing it through, it, you know, it works. It'll hold. The problem is on this side, I've still not been able to get this side to really perfectly sink in the way it's supposed to. I have no idea. I've given up on it because I don't want to break the I don't want to go nuts and end up breaking it. You know what I mean? I'm happy with the figure. I'm not going to return it or anything like that because, you know, it's not a make it or break it deal, and no pun intended. But I do think that, you know, that they could have made this a lot easier for people. I mean, first off, the hood is separate from the cape, and I see no reason why they couldn't have just made the hood connected to the cape. They've done it for other figures. It would have been a lot easier. It would have saved me some time. And I was watching the Sideshow assembly video while I was putting this thing together to make sure I got it right. And, you know, it was a real pain because of that, you know. I mean, first off, the other thing that I hate, although this head seems to fit somewhat better, this is the other head that it comes with. The reason why I'm not switching heads is that they're very loose. When you put these in there, this thing's swimming inside the actual body of Dr. Doom, at least on my particular statue. It may be different on yours. You may be luckier than me. But on mine, I felt like it was swimming. And with this smooth version of the head, which, by the by, you could see the detail again, like different pigmentation on the paint, which I like because it, you know, it suggests, you know, shadow and age, etc. And you could see the eyes and the grill and etc. And this type of bulleting, you know, type of, you know, welding onto the the mask onto the rest of the helmet, you know, to hold it together. But this should have been a magnet, and it should have gone in strong. There's absolutely no reason why these two helmets could not have been magnets. It would have made my life a lot easier, and I'm sure other people's lives too. I mean, really, there's absolutely no reason for that. So that's the reason why I'm not doing a switch it on the head, is because I had such a hard time dealing with this gold chain thingy and switching the masks and getting to the one that I prefer. I don't want to go through that headache again. It's not worth it to me. But outside of that, I do like it enough that despite the shortcomings that I feel that it has, I do think it is a very cool statue, especially if you love the character or you just love the statue. And you know, it's been about 10 years, I think, since they did the original Grail Doctor Doom on the Throne PFF. So this may be another who knows how many years before we get another one in this size. Of course, there are other Doctor Dooms that are out there, like statue Doctor Dooms, and then the legendary scale figure, which is awesome. But if you don't have the space or the funds, you know, outside of going 6 scale, which I'm not even sure if Sideshow has one, this is the way to go if you want a statue, you know. So I do like it. I don't think it's a bad statue. I like what I have. I mean, if I didn't like it, believe me, I would return it in a heartbeat. It's just it could have been made easier. This hood is separate from the cape. It should have been all one piece. This thing should have also, if they could have not, all right, maybe they couldn't do a magnet strong enough to go through this material. I kind of doubt that's the case, but it should have been a lot easier to get this right thing over here, or maybe it's left, my right, your left, let's put it to you that way, thing to go into there. As it is, this one kind of presses firmly. You press it in. This one you seem to have to press it up, but it doesn't go in all the way. And like I said, I don't want to break it, so you know, after a certain point, and being that this is going to go in a display case anyway, I just leave it alone. You know what I mean? Because it's not worth it. It's not worth it unless you're going to get something else or something like that. It's just not worth it. But overall, it has its shortcomings. They could have made it better if they made the heads magnetic, okay? Because this one is loose, and if they had a stronger magnet, or if a magnet at all, might have been better for these things. Or if they just simply made, you know, this whatever it is that goes through the holes on the cape, if they just made them, you know, uniform size and just slip in like a hot knife to butter, that's really would have been ideal. And I think that the way they did the hood separate from the cape, that I don't know who came up with that decision to do it that way, but it should have been one piece in my humble opinion, and there's absolutely no reason for it. I don't know how much it would cost extra if Sideshow had done this. Maybe the piece would have been maybe a couple of extra $50 or $100 more because of the amount of magnetic heads or whatever and their profit margin. But all things considered, if you're spending about, after shipping and all, close to $400 somewhat for this premium format figure mixed media statue, don't you want it to be as good as it can be? And aren't you willing to pay for that quality to be perfect so that you don't have to spend a half hour trying to get a stupid chain into a cape? I know that I'll spend a little extra money if I think, you know, it's gonna be easier for me. I mean, that's part of the reason why I like Sideshow so much, is because I do believe that for the extra money that I'm paying, I'm getting the support of customer service. But, you know, even with the customer service, in this particular case, I don't consider this a fail, but it could have been a real winner, and on my particular piece anyway. I do like it. Maybe I'll even grow to love it over the years, but as is, because I mean, hey, once you got it set up, it looks great.